It's your girl Tiara Time, back with another video, and today I'm going to be filming Nourishing Herbal Infusions Part 2. Now, I need more quart-sized jars. I would make an extra one like I did last time, but this time I'm only making 3. And today I'm making Horsetail Infusion, an Oat Straw Infusion, and a Mullien Infusion. Now this is Mullien flower dried. And I don't know if you can, I need to get a little closer, but it's kind of like leafy too, but that's mostly what it is, dried. I got that, which I haven't used before. You can use that, but I mostly like to work with like the cut and sifted like leaf when I'm working with Mullien, mostly. Like even if you smoke it, I would smoke this type, cut and sifted, and it's kind of fuzzy like, so usually I notice the fuzzier herbs are like the nourishing herbs that are better to make infusions with and whatnot. So I got my water going over there, and now y'all already know if y'all watched part 1. Y'all kind of know the basis of how to make an infusion. You know, it depends on the size. Like if you have a gallon, you would need 2 ounces. If you got a quart size, like I got, you would need, yeah, I said 2 ounces for the other one, and you would need an ounce for like something like this. I've only made infusions with quart size, so you know, that's just me. That's only because I haven't had a big ass jar like that yet. I'm looking for it. You know, it's like during the pandemic or whatever, it's like been a shortage of mason jars. And all the jars that I have, which y'all, let's see, why am I like using it? All the jars you all see, I use other herbs with. Like this is like my cranberry orange jar that's empty, and it's the only reason why I got lucked up to use it as an example for an infusion. But most of my jars like this, I like to keep my dried herbs in my apothecary. And I'm going to make an updated apothecary tour now that I just got restocked for my birthday. Thanks, Mom. I just got restocked. And I just love that. Just going in the herb store and like getting everything I need. Having all my jars filled. Like this Oat Straw here. It was low for like a really long time. And I don't know why. I just kept going in the shop and forgetting Oat Straw. Like I don't make Oat Straw infusions all the time. But anyway, got that full, and I think I got some back stock, so that's nice. We love that. We love that. So, y'all kind of get the basis. When it comes to a quart size, you want a good ounce, 2 tablespoons. Let it sit overnight. And by the way, I have to mention that anybody who followed along with me in the last video when I made the dandelion leaf infusion, I will make a separate video for that, and we're redoing that. That I would not let sit for 24 hours. I don't know. It was like really sour. I mean, I know it's a bitter, but it was like fucking too bitter for like my taste. It was like, it's not like burdock bitter. Like burdock is like it's like a nice warm type of bitter. That bitter was like it was like sour, like past a lemon sour, to like the point where I just like spit it out. And I'm open-minded with stuff. I don't spit stuff out. And I would try to like at least blend it in the smoothie, drink parts of it. It was nothing I could do with it. I think I let it sit for too long. So don't do that with the dandelion infusion. But usually like with these infusions, you let them sit for 24 hours. Now there is some, like I mentioned in the last video, red raspberry, you don't want to let sit for 24 hours. 8 hours. That's why I'm making a separate video about that. And it's some that you don't really want to do hot water with it. If you don't want it to be too slimy, like marshmallow infusion, that's why I'm making a separate one for that. Like, it's just so many things. And it's, yeah, that's why I try to give little benefits to the herbs and stuff while I'm at it, because every herb, like I know I said nettle, like, oh, you can drink it every day, but at the same time, you got to know, like, the pros and cons if it's a right herb for you. Like some, like the marshmallow infusion, it's like more, you're targeting something, you know, versus like the nettle or, what's another, like, oat straw even. It's just, okay, I'm drinking this for like nutrition, for the nourishingness of it, you know? Nourishingness, is that even a word? Yeah, but anyway, for the nourishment, there you go, of it. So anyway, horsetail, like I mentioned in the last video, it's good for your hair, skin, and nails. It's high in silica. It's really good for kidney function, kidney stones, fluid retention, just, I want to say it's an astringent as well, but when it's high in silica like this, you want to kind of like, it's not like I mentioned, some of them are like super nutritious where it's like safe to just, I get into that when I talk about Oatstraw. Some are just like so safe. I know I call the herbs that are like gentle like that, the gentler herbs. If it's safe enough for a baby and a pregnant woman, you're in there. Like anybody can do like an Oatstraw infusion for the most part. Anybody can do a nettle infusion for the most part, you know. Like I said, pregnant and baby, like these are the most sensitive bodies. So if they can do it, that's great. But with the horsetail, I wouldn't do it every day. It's something you want to alternate when you need it. So you got kidney stones, you're trying to get that out. You got a little fluid retention. It's a good diuretic, so you're trying to piss. It's really good for bedwetting, so it will help. Like, okay, like if you have, it's really good for like strengthening the bladder and toning the bladder. So like if you have a sensitive, like you can't hold your pee and a little will leak out, like that kind of thing. Or if you just, you know, older women go through that a lot, and men as well too. So if you just go through those problems, yeah, it's really good for that. And it helps you pee and just gets out toxins, detoxes your body. So kind of use it as medicine. Like you're not gonna go in your actual medicine cabinet and just pop everything. You know what I'm saying? So use these as medicine. Like it's some that you can drink every day. Like I said, nettle for me, but at the same time, do your own research. Nettle can be kind of like not the best for the kidney sometimes too. So it's like more research to be done on that. But I'll talk about that. But anyway, Oat Straw is the next one. And while I'm doing these, I'm gonna go ahead and separate them. Why not? But while I'm separating this horsetail, it's really good. Also, I'm gonna add more things in there for bones and wounds and things like that. I recently, now I don't know if y'all pay any attention to what I said in the last video about how I never had to reach out to comfrey before. Or things like this, because I've never had an injury. But around late October, like actually a week or two after that, the first video, I dislocated my shoulder. So I was all over horsetail and comfrey and things like that. So it's good for bone health and strengthening the bones, calcium, vitamin D, those types of things. Look at this as like, if you don't like milk and you're trying to get those same benefits as milk, Nourishing Herbal Infusion. Mostly things like this, Oat Straw, nettle. These are like your veggie milks, if you will. They don't taste, well, they kind of like hit like whole milk to me. I would say nettle infusion, it doesn't have that milky like milk taste because it's obviously not milk, but it kind of goes down like a cold glass of milk in my opinion. So yeah, horsetail, you can use this even, and didn't I mention in the last video, with these infusions you can also, you don't have to drink them, you know. So just as this is good for bones and things like this, you can make an herbal compress with it. Now, remember how I said in the last video with the comfrey infusion, I was kind of timid to use it because high alkaloids, it can cause like liver problems and things like that. So I did not consume it. Although you can, just don't overdo it. You know, and nobody's finna drink. Even you'll say, oh, I drink a nettle infusion like every day. But even I say I drink nettle infusions often, but I don't drink them every day. I got so many things. When you get into herbalism or just holistic living and just plant-based diet, vegan, and whatever it is that you're into, you got so many other little healthy things that you're incorporating too, that you're not like doing something just every day that you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I drink nettle infusions weekly, but I take a break because I also got to get these other ones in. You know what I'm saying? No, nettle's my favorite, but I got to get these other ones in because I might be going through a certain problem that horsetail is, and I'm locking my hair. So horsetail is really good. Like I said, you don't have to ingest these, but you can use this as a hair rinse. You can use this as the dried plant matter. You can put it in a carrier oil. What's a really good one? Like castor is really good for hair growth. But I have a hair growth oil. My Time for Tea Apothecary has a hair growth oil with horsetail in it. And other nourishing herbs like burdock and hibiscus and things like that. And plenty of other more herbs that y'all get to see in the FAQ about my hair growth oil soon. But yeah, horsetail is just really good for like growing your hair like crazy. And strengthening your hair. Strengthening your bones. And it's just a really ancient herb. It's been here longer than us. Our ancestors have used it. Correct me, I don't know, I think it's been like it's It's been on the planet like 500 million years, maybe longer than that. So it's like an OG herb, like, you know, like I said, your ancestors were growing their hair with it. You look at like I have Native American roots, so like I look back at these Native American pictures, I'm like, oh my god, their hair. No, they were working with horsetail. So anyway, horsetail, big round bone horsetail. Next, oat straw. Like I said, it's one of those herbs. If it's safe enough for kids and pregnant women, it's not going to counteract with many medicines or nothing like that. Horsetail is a great nervine, so it's going to help with anxiety, soothing like muscles, and like, so just anything. When I look at nervines, people just think of like the nerves. That means if it's a nervine, it's going to soothe anything that you're going through for the most part. Like you're stressed out, that's soothing. You don't want to be stressed, so you want to soothe that stress. You want to soothe those achy muscles. You want to soothe your, you know, your nerves. You want to soothe the anxiety. You know, so that's what it's really good for. I feel like it's really good for women as well. It's in my women's health blend because it's really good just for all the nutrients that a woman might need. Because the older you get, the more calcium you're going to need as a woman, as people in general, but especially women. And so this is high in vitamin B. It's like I said, it's like your milk. It's high in vitamin B, calcium, vitamin D, manganese, all these, like iron, like all of these herbs, all of these things. And it's like the leftover stock of the oatmeal that you eat. So you eat oatmeal every day, you know, people, when you look at oatmeal, you're like, that's hearty, that's healthy. This is like the same thing. Even if you're not, like, some people are like, oh, I don't like oatmeal, but I want those same benefit. Oatstraw infusions. And also, I have to do more research on it, but since I have learned about it, I'm gonna tell y'all what I know about the gluten and stuff. Some people are like, well, I don't eat oats because of the gluten and things like that. So the oat straw, like I said, I might have to link like a article or something because my brain just goes. That's why I got the fluoride to keep me like grounded here with my thoughts, because it's so much information. I have to calm myself down sometimes, and this is a good thing to calm me down and be like, Tierra, you know the information, you know this. Just because the camera is going, you know, don't lose track. Because you know this stuff, and sometimes I'd be like, I might have left something out, so I make it look like I don't know, but it's okay to not know everything and still be learning about stuff. But anyway, what else? Yeah, I said it's good for all of those things. And I know as I'm dipping it, more things will come to me, but yeah, Oat Straw. I just feel like I was about to say something, but I lost my train of thought. But like I said, it'll come to me. But yeah, you eat your oats every day. So this is a good thing, kind of like that. Even if you don't like oatmeal, here's like your oats, your grain, you know, that kind of energy of the food pyramid or your nutrition or whatever you want to call it. My mom, this is like one of her favorites. I don't really like it cold personally. I'm gonna keep it hot with y'all. Now I like all infusions, you know what I'm saying? I don't even put honey in them sometimes, but this is the one I like to put honey in. Like, I don't know, like, it tastes really good. It's like a tea taste, but when I'm messing with Oat Straw, I like to blend it with other things. Like I said, my women's health blend, I kid y'all not, when I was making women's health blend, I kind of was doing it like on, okay, the benefits of, like, you know, the women's health and stuff like that, but at the same time, these herbs taste good together, like that, like Oat Straw, raspberry, red clover. I was like, and ginger. I was like, these things taste like really good together. So that's why, you know, I'ma do that. But then I realized they're all nourishing herbs that you can make infusions with. So if you really want nourishment for the body, just to like get back and be looking like you look up and you're like, wow, I'm moving better, I'm feeling better, like get your Oat Straw as well as all these other ones in. But Oat Straw, this was, I think when I first made infusions, this is the very first infusion I made. But oh yeah, the thing about the gluten, I was saying, it's not the same kind of gluten. Like I said, I gotta do more research, so it's not like I said, try it out. But it's not the same type of gluten that's in oats and things like that. Like, I think it's like a thing where they they use the same machines to cut all these other things that have gluten in it as well as the oats, so that it gets like transferred. You know, like when you read the back of like a product, like some chips or like some cookies or something, it'll say something like may contain peanuts and soil, and you're like, what the hell? Like, what does that have to do with this like chocolate bar that has like no nuts in it? You know what I'm saying? And it just be confusing. It's because like the factories be so close with shit, so they be using like the same things because it's the same company. You know what I'm saying? Like Quaker may make oatmeal, but they also make like cereal. You know what I'm saying? So it might be like a little bit of that and all of that because it's the same factory. You know what I'm saying? So when they make the gluten-free oats, it's like a different process. They go through like different machines where it's like solely for that, so there's no contamination goes on. So Oat Straw is like that because they separate it. And like I said, there's much research that I have to do about that, but it's not the same kind of gluten. I learned that from April Woods, and I would do more research on that myself, linking things like that. I always give credit to where I learn shit from. I don't ever want to be like the chick that looks like I literally carbon copy somebody's fucking video. I learn from all types of people. April Woods, the Hood Healer, Herbal Jedi. It's just so many people. I could honestly. I want to make like a subscription list of like all of my favorite YouTubers and like influencers. I've learned so many things. Even people like Scott Cunningham, I learned a lot of herbalism things from, and just so many people. Earth Mama Medicine, and just so many people that I've learned stuff from. But anyway, Mullien. The thing is to just, and when I'm talking about these things, it's not no shit I'm pulling out of my ass to make a video with. I drink these things all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the fucking time. I make these for my family. My mom, like I said, loves, like, this and Red Clover are her two favorites. And we're gonna, I usually make two, but for the sake of this video, I'll make a separate one for the outside for her, but I'm probably gonna drink this all. You know, I can't share, you know what I'm saying? My infusions and things like that. But yeah, and this is also really good for your skin. Just like how people take oatmeal baths to soothe their skin, like eczema and all these skin problems. Oat straw is the same way, and you can take this dry plant material and make an oil with it, and boom. I can make a video about oils and things too, but you can make an oil with it and let it sit for the appropriate time. You can do your own research. Like I said, if y'all want me to make videos about oils, I can do that, but that's a whole nother thing. This video is already going long, and my water is getting hot over there. So that's dope, but I'm gonna let it whistle. But Mullien, it's really good for your lungs. Whenever I think of Mullien, I think of smokers. So it don't matter what you're smoking. It's really good for your lungs. It's a really good respiratory herb. It's really good for this coming season. It's getting colder. This thing going around with the sea, I know what I'm talking about. Cold flu, cough, whooping cough, just congestion, runny nose, bronchitis, colitis, just all these things like in the chest and like lymphatic, like you know how you be feeling fucked up when you sick. This is what's gonna save you, and it's good for kids too. With that, like you got a snotty nose kid, like and just like I forgot to mention, like not Horsetail, but Oat Straw calm a kid down, okay? A little kid running around, give him a little bit, give her a little bit, okay? My water's getting hot. Like I said, I got it down there, whistle on me. I like that whistle sound in the background. Kind of like, you know, I don't. But yeah, it's just an anti-inflammatory, and it's not. Don't just lean on it when you're sick. You know, just it prevents cold. So get this in often, and like I said, take breaks from things. Like, I did not mention, I think in the last video, I'm making this, for all of these for the sake of the video, and I have a household that I make infusions with, so I'm not drinking, like, 2 of these at the same time. This, if I'm sharing, like I said, I'm not going to share this Oat Straw infusion. So, since it's later in the day, tomorrow's Thursday, I should be making another one, like, on Saturday. So, that's fine for me. And, sometimes I drink the whole thing in one day, but for the most part, I drink like a cup of this, and it'd be another cup. It's like, cause it's like 4 cups. Anyway, I drink it within like a 2-day max. if it's just mine, you know what I mean? But, yeah, mullein is really good for smokers. I mentioned in the last video, I want to say that you can smoke it. I smoke it all the time. Now, it's a point where I was smoking it on a daily basis at one point, and I would say it's so safe that you can kind of do that. But I don't think anybody wants to smoke mullein every day anyway, because even I was like, okay, because it doesn't taste like anything. I was kind of only doing it because I smoke, like, I know what I smoke, you know what I'm saying? And it's just any kind of smoke, even though it's not nicotine, it's just, smoke is just harsh on your lungs, you know what I mean? And I used to smoke blunts, and now that I smoke joints, it's better, but it's still smoke, you know what I'm saying? So any way that I can clear up my lungs and just clear out some of that mucus and just restore my lungs and just heal my lungs, you're going through any breathing problems, just anything where, like, you cannot feel like you can fucking breathe, or, like, you know what I'm saying? Get your mullein in. So I'm waiting for that to whistle. It's on low, so I guess it's not just gonna whistle out at me. But these are my 3 infusions. I'm gonna pop the tops off of these, so when I come over here, I can just pour them right in. And yeah, so let me see. Is there anything I want to mention about that last video? Made a nettle, dandelion leaf. Like I said, it was bitter. It's a bitter herb, and I knew that, and I don't know why I let it sit that long. I probably, like I said, I'm gonna make a video about decoctions because I had some questions about the hawthorn in the last video. I haven't worked with hawthorn leaf personally. Now it's the same properties, but I work with the berries, and whenever I work with the berries, I make a decoction. And since people use these, like, decoction herbs are nourishing herbs, like these herbs that are in this category. But since they're hardier and tougher, they have more energy, more chi, you have to break them down and simmer them. And that's a whole entire video right there. And things like that, that's burdock, dandelion root, which is a better, like, infusion decoction infusion in my opinion than dandelion leaf. But like I said, it might be like something like a raspberry leaf where you might have to just let it sit for 8 hours, like I do the red raspberry leaf, because high alkaloids or high whatever fuck scientific word that just makes it really. So my water's getting hot. I've been talking for 22 minutes. My throat. Oh, I'm gonna need this mullein infusion. I'm gonna make some mullein tea, because the mullein infusion, of course, won't be ready until this time tomorrow. But sometimes I have to confess, when it comes to nettle, sometimes I let it sit longer than 24 hours, because I just love the taste of strong nettle tea. I just love cold, strong nettle. Like, that's just personally me. So sometimes I let it sit. Like, let's say, okay, it's 5 p.m., okay? And they say strain it the next day at 5 p.m., but I might, like, let it sit again and then strain it in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So let it sit, you know what I'm saying, overnight again. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? But if you know, sensitive to that, like I said, you got to do your research on the, if it's going to interact with, like, a medication that you're on or anything like that, then you might not want to wild out. Like I said, horsetail. This is like one of them herbs you don't want to do daily. Like, oh, I drink horsetail daily. They say you actually don't want to use it for, like, more than 2 months. So don't wild out on certain things. But nettle, I'm 23. I don't take any medication. I don't have any health problems, and I like to keep it that way. So I can experiment with herbalism more freely than someone who may be used to pharmaceuticals or on pharmaceuticals, you know? And that's a whole entire video, and we're starting our journey together, so yeah, we will learn and talk more about that. But yeah, it's just a lot, but it's not a lot. It's easy, and don't let anything discourage you. As you can see, all you need is a jar and 2 tablespoons of herb. Let it sit for 24 hours. You just gotta know what it's good for and target those problems. Like I said, you're not finna go in your medicine cabinet and you don't have a fucking headache and you take your headache pills. Like, now, there's nothing wrong with getting nutrients in on a daily basis. Like I said, some herbs are more nourishing and lighter and gentler than others, but yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm contradictory myself, but it's just a lot of things that people don't talk about with herbalism. Like, it is certain risks and things, especially now in this pharmaceutical world. But let me check on my water. It's simmering. Oh my god. It sounded like it was getting hot. I need to hear that whistle. Anyway, so I'm gonna get it to where y'all can kind of see it pouring in there, because I noticed in the last video the angle was horrible with that. So there we go. Here it comes. I hear a whistle. Y'all hear it? It doesn't have to be whistling, but I like that. Let me see. It's hot enough at this point. Now, I want to do a separate video about cold infusions as well. Like mallow and things like that. Marshmallow, that's a different thing. You wouldn't really want to use. I mean, you can use hot water with marshmallow infusions, but the thing is, it's really slimy. So you know how I was talking about the mucilagenic properties and things like linden leaf and things like that, slippery elm, stuff like that. When you work with cold water, you get it out. I knew I was gonna need some more fucking water. You get it out, but you get it out more, just like how you would do with a decoction with hot water. So if you really got those problems that marshmallow can solve, do the boiling water. But if you're just trying to get in to hydrate yourself and get some good gut health energy in, do the cold water. We don't like thick drinks if we don't have to. I mean, but you might be okay with that. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know. I don't think I would like, you know. But I'm gonna get around to it, because it's really good for these dehydrated people like myself, unfortunately. It's okay to admit, even when you're on a healthy track, it's okay to admit that you're working on yourself, God's working on you. Cause if I could just get more water in, that would be great. I get enough water in, but I just be looking at some people who are like, oh, I really got my 8 glasses, or I drink a gallon a day, and I'm like, I wish I was you. And I just look at their skin and just look at like how their skin bounces back, and I'm just like, and I'm getting there. That's why I like these, because it's a good way to get water in and get nutrients in at the same time. But yeah, I will make a separate video about marshmallow root infusions, decoctions, and red raspberry infusions. I want to wait to make the red raspberry infusion when my cycle starts, because that's usually when I work with it. And we're going to break that down. That'll be a whole video. But this video is about 30 minutes long at this point. So y'all see how this goes. You just let this sit until the same time tomorrow. Ooh, it's hot as hell. I'm just waiting on the horsetail water at this point. Like I said, if you sip it and you're like, I can't, try to drink the whole thing, because you're going to get immune to the taste. I don't put sugar in it. I wouldn't use sugar at all, honestly. Only time I mess around with sugar is the rarest cup of coffee every blue moon. But I use honey for the most part. And I'm even breaking off the honey. I like all of early November and October, I wouldn't even really use the honey in my tea. I kind of like just gave a break. And not only did I save money, it just, I saved time making tea. And I got to see what my blends and stuff tasted like without honey. And that's what I do with Nourishing Herbal Infusion. I don't even use honey anymore in my infusions. I'm going to try not to do it with this Oat Straw. Like I said, I usually do that. But nettle, nettle. Y'all see how much I love nettle, right? Like nettle, like my eyes roll in the back of my head thinking about a nettle infusion, cold and strong with no honey. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah, I'm waiting on my horsetail water. Like I said, if you just really can't bear it, you can use this in baths. Search up the benefits, refresh, and look back at my video and search more of the benefits for yourself to see, like, oh, like I said, you can use this in a bath. You can use this horsetail on your hair with this Mullien. You can This is really good once this cools down. It's really good for earaches. I don't know how I did not mention that. It's really good for earaches. They usually make an earache oil with the mullein and garlic and probably some other ingredients, but those are the two I do know. And it's really good for earaches. Now, I don't have earaches, so I haven't tried this out, but my mom does, and we will try that out, and next time it happens, now that we're healthier, it doesn't really happen like that, but next time it happens, we're going to try that out. But I wouldn't say you can do it with an infusion too, why not? And let it cool down and kind of like do like an ear wash, and it's going to soothe things, because it's really good, like I said, for the lymphatic. So like this whole, like all of this, like chest, lung, all of that, it's really good for that, so yeah. Waiting on my horsetail water, which I don't need to see. And can't wait to see you guys in my apothecary tour and my decoctions and my other 2 nourishing infusion video. If you have any other requests, feel free to comment, like, and share to anybody who might need this information. And it was something else I was about to say. I'll put it in the description. So, thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.